So,
Mute. Hi everyone, I'm no longer on mute. This is
so they
screwing
it was just,
OBS.
so it was just pure silence and then me going sup.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's try this again. So welcome to the finals of KOTE 6. Let me just fix my audio a little bit. So this is what we've all been working towards for the last several weeks since September. Here we have the top two teams from the Top Cup playing off to be the champion of KOTE 6. And they will go down in history as the team who gets the KOTE trophy with a number 6 on their profile page for any future KOTE events. It's such an amazing award. And Crazy Killer Machine have donated some stuff and we'll be chasing Carl up after this to get that in place. I've lost you there, Brett. Say that again. Yeah, you cut off. Yeah. So this is obviously the last week of the streams. A couple of things before we start here. This is the last stream that's going to be on a Monday. From next week, we are going to start streaming on a Tuesday, so we don't clash with Petit Bot, we don't clash with Multiverse, and every other day of the week is busy, apart from Tuesdays, unless you live in London. And we're really sorry, slogans. But Tuesday is the right day. Also, it means that potentially one day Brett and I could go and play once lockdown is over back in Southampton. Won't that be good, Brett?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Brett, once again, thank you for getting these streams in, recorded, edited, and you even managed to get an interview out of them before a couple of the games.
A couple of them, other people wanted to focus, and it was really good just to get to chat to the players beforehand as well.
I mean, it's great. I mean, I just love this community sort of feel to try and get more and more stuff out of the players. And I'm really excited next week with us doing our first KOTE show where we're trying to put a bit more structure and a bit more feedback and a bit more of a conjoined up feel for not just talking about the KOTE event, but Keyforge itself and other tournaments going on. So if anyone has anything they'd like us to discuss in a sort of a panel type show, please send a suggestion to Brett and I and we will work on it.
Exactly.
We think we got the first couple of weeks sorted, but let's see where we go. So as ever, after this on the hour, we'll be doing the KOTE 6, what we call the live draw. Obviously, it won't be a draw, being this is the final. Yeah. But we'll go through the results, all the other groups. We've got a few stats and things, but yeah, we'll be back on the hour after we got.
It's a little weird because usually the finals would be played during the next one's opening, but we're taking a few days just to relax a little bit.
Actually, no, that's normally just because the two finalist teams failed to find time to play in the first week and play in the second week. That's what's happening through them.
I made sure to chase people up. I want these recordings done and edited.
Yeah, you be there. You go with the whip. Right, man. Let's hit play and let's get going. You good with that, man?
Right. Yep, good.
I know it helps if I press the right key.
That's probably got it. Also got it if you share your screen with me.
Oh, what do you need that for?
I mean, I'm only a few seconds behind on the stream, but still. You didn't unmute the interview.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. Let's start again.
For the moment, we started by the buy, so we win.
There we go. Right, we'll start this again.
It can be edited in post, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not like it's live or anything.
I am Ashitaka from the French team, the French Kiss. I am the captain. I play the AOA deck. In my team, there is Butternut and also Laxi. Laxi is a grand champion of France last year. Laxi is play Mass Mutation deck and Butternut play the War Collide deck. So for the moment, we started by the buy, so we win the first game 3-0. But it's the only one we win 3-0 each time we got a defeat. But we succeed match after match to go to this final, and I am really happy to play this final now. I imagine match.
Sorry, 1 second.
Deck is Grumbuggy deck with a big board, but my opponent has one too. I don't like to practice a lot a matchup before, just a few games for the final because it's important. But it's the first time for the KOTE 6 I prepare the matchup. Usually I have a look on the deck. I check all cards can be really hard before my against my deck, but not so much. This time I play like 3 games against my opponent deck. First one he won without difficulty because my draw was really, really awful, and his game is really, really, really good. His deck, sorry. And the third one I won, but I know it was because my draw was really, really good, so it will be a difficult game just after. I know the Amber control will be the point of the match because his deck has not a lot of control Amber, a lot of capture, but not destruction or steal. So I can, if I rush and I can get back the Amber on their creature, like with Nature's Call or by fighting, because I have a lot of Brovnar who can fight against this creature, and also the two artifacts and the Gangdar Chieftain to fight the turn where I would play my creature. So what was important in this deck was, of course, artifact control. I assume he has one, the Taken Pulse, and what else? The Infurness could be bad, but not so bad. Not awful because I don't play Mass Mutation with a lot of Amber on my cards. What else? The one of complicated will be the Tribune Pompetius. The Tribune Pompetius could be really, really hard for my matchup because I don't have remove board. So if it's creature with a lot of Amber on them, and he has the Tribune, the creature will be too important to be killed by man. A lot of their cards are important, like Not Finished With You, like Imperium. He got 3 Imperium. So if I can discard some Imperium or Not Finished With You, or even Exhume could really, really good. With, for example, Morpheus, because he has a lot of play creature. So Morpheus will be a bad creature a good creature to kill for me, and a good one to protect for him. So I would like to discard some cards like that. So Morpheus, Not Finished With You, Exhume, and maybe Imperium could be good. The play will be to finish, I assume, with Shota, because Shota to end in my turn, making a lot of Amber by ripping with my Anthem board. And also, if I have still the Nature's Call and get back some Amber from them creature. I think it's the play to win against this deck.
So that's Ashitaka talking about his own deck, ready to come out for the final. So he's playing AOA versus the opponent's Mass Mutation.
World's Collide.
World's Collide. Sorry, long day. World's Collide. Anything you want to add to that? I mean, he covered the deck nicely. I mean, we should get him to do this.
Well, that's just it. That's why I wanted to do it this way. As they pointed out, we can looking at the deck: triple runny, grunt buggy, and no shadows coming from the Hamburg Atlanteans, which means Rig Lottery is nothing but pure gas. And Ashitaka is one of the games we saw last week, where we saw the Nature's Call just didn't show up in time. The Fuzzy Green Regrowth Chota Nature's Call combination is very strong. We just haven't had a chance to see it go off yet.
Yep. Let's move on to the next one. So this is the Hamburg Atlanteans World's Collide player.
Yep. Which will be introduced on the...
Lorenzo.
Video.
Yeah.
Lorenzo von Matterhorn. That's not his actual name, that's his Twitch handle.
Which one is in which team, so not that important. My deck is I play with C, play Dinos, Starlines. And I selected it because it's my highest SAS deck. Not that matters so much, but it's my deck who I played the most. I have maybe too many games with it, but I know it really good, and yeah, and I think it's also very strong. And in currently KOTE, I got, I think, 2 losses in the top card, but my team checked that out, and so we are in the finals now. Practice it, and I think it's really good AOA deck, and yeah, I think quite things to look out for, of course, of the Grumpy Buggy, but I got artifact removal, so I think if my Titan Pulse can survive, it shouldn't be that much problem, but it synergies very well with the 3 bunnies in his deck, and he has a shoulder with Nature's Core and Regrowth, which is to look out for. Yeah, and I think it's really the game is really depends on the board. It's really comes to board fight. I think it's really. Yeah, I think it's could be, or it's really quite interesting game. I think it's close. It's not that one deck has the upper hand. I think it's a close game. I think in the final, to be honest, I think we are. I don't know. I think the French is also beaten our first team, and I think in the semifinals or quarterfinals. I don't know. They have really good decks. So the Master Rotation deck from them and the light decks are really strong. I don't know if my teammates can beat them. We practice it, and I think I have the upper hand, but slightly. So I don't know, 60% to me.
Confident.
I think I have the right answers to this deck, but really depends on draw, and really depends on maybe how my opponent plays the deck. Maybe plays it very differently to my sparring partners. So let's see.
So, what do you think?
As pointed out, this is the Hamburg Atlanteans.
Or the Hamburg Atlanteans, if you have a G that works.
Yeah, that's my bad. I mean, I made mistakes. I'm not even gonna.
Don't worry about it. This is why we do it live. We can then do it in point. Wait.
This is a very control-heavy deck. You've got the Favor of Rex with double Infernus, and during the game, I did message the Critical Machine judges to find out that if you've got a Science Officer Morpheus down and an Infernus and you play Favor of Rex, they would allow it to trigger twice.
Oh god.
So that's nasty. It's a very control-heavy deck. It's got Stealth Mode, Galactic Census. It's got Rush to it as well. And the Recursion will not finish with you, and the Obsidian Forge is insane. I do love Obsidian Forge.
Yes, it's always brilliant. I just see it coming off so rarely. But yeah,
I still want Kieran's Soul Snatcher Obsidian Forge deck. And here we go into the game.
Right, let's begin. So at the top we have Ashitak, and then at the bottom we have Lorenzo from the Hamburg Atlanteans 1. So looking at the opening hands here, I'm going to pause it for a sec. So okay, we've already gone through a little bit. So the starting hands were very Brognar heavy at the top, and then at the bottom for the second player, well, that's going to be a Star Alliance. No, it's not going to be Star Alliance. So what would you play first with that hand at the bottom?
Ashitak was going first and played the Dust Chronicles.
Yeah. But what would you do as turn 2 with the hand at the bottom?
Turn 2, the hand at the bottom, I would probably go with the Star Alliance turn. You've got 3 Amber Pips plus a Lay of the Land. I'd hold the Red Alert because you're not playing any creatures, but you can...
Yeah.
You can safely get yourself to at least 3 Amber, and what else depends come off the Lay of the Land.
Yep.
I've tried to push the games out of my mind so I don't remember what's going to happen.
Yep.
Ashitak with a strong Brobnar presence in the hand, double Fusel, Gauntlet Command, and a Flamewake Shaman.
Flamewake Shaman being deal 2 to a creature when you play it.
So plays Lay in the Land to take the Pterodactyl, resets the hand, and just nicely gets to 3.
Yeah. So obviously it's a Brognar turn coming down, 2 to herself, unfortunately, with the 2 Fusels coming down either side. Which is Fusel's tech? Is it if a creature has died this turn, reap to gain 1?
Reap, if an opponent's creature has died this turn, gain an extra Amber from the reap.
Yeah. There's the dragons come down, dinosaurs come down as expected.
Dinosaurs come down because they're not going to trigger the Fusel, but if you drop the Rot Grub, yeah, making it much easier for the Fusel. Interesting play with the early Ronnie Riscox. There are 3 in the deck.
Yeah, hadn't you say Bren Fanatic coming down now? So
Bren Fanatic is going to be very strong here, especially given how much fighting and board control there actually is.
So it's just a dinosaur turn to reap and get rid of the stun and play Imperium.
Get rid of one of the Fusels. Lorenzo is looking to get rid of the Fusels before going into the control aspects with the Rock Grub, the Bloodshad Imp.
Yeah, all makes sense.
Regrowth, we get that recursion on the Fusel.
And the Fuzzy Guru comes down. He can't quite kick off Chogto though.
No, Chogto's going to be a chain for at least a couple of turns. if the board stays as it is, which it looks like it might be, there is an argument to just reap, play Chota. But going off the hand, I kind of want to get that Bilgrim Avalanche down early.
Well, the Rockruff's come down now, which means
so that gets rid of the Chota play.
Yeah. But then you have the Brogno turn then, which means...
But Lorenzo is at 7, which means that third Ronnie in hand is going to be pure value, getting Ashitaka up to 7, and then gets rid of the Feral Centaurian, getting up to 9.
Yep.
It's a very strong play. Sticking with the Dino Train, Pterodactyl is going to do a lot of work here.
Yep, there it goes. Knocking out 4 Tefuzels, knocking out Rusknora, and I can't remember what the other one was.
And it got rid of the Flamewake Shaman.
That was it, yeah.
But yeah, Lorenzo has identified that basically if Fuzul gets to live and gets to pop off with this Amber per turn, that's the lose condition.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to favor Rex. Favor Rex can be very strong here. Uses the Gauntlet command to rush into the hazardous creature, which means that the hazardous 3 is going to destroy Brend, allowing the steal, putting Ashitaka in check for the second key before Lorenzo's even got the first.
But looking at the Ashitaka's hand with a Shoto and Nature's Call, so if you need to get him off check, changes now.
But so Ashitaka's going to get the second key, it looks like here, going for some big fights, but we did just see a favor of Rex on the opponent's Ronnie to steal 2.
Yeah.
Nox coming down, Tantadillon coming down, and do you just discard the Chota because it's going to be a very long chain now?
I would, but then do you generally disagree with me on this?
However, if you've got the Dust Chronicles and you're ahead on Amber, do you hold it so you can archive the Chota with the Dust Chronicles next turn?
That would make sense. Definitely. The other thing is you're key ahead as well, so you've got that breathing space. Not much.
So we've just seen the creatures get bounced back to Lorenzo's hand, and then we've seen Morpheus come down with Officer Grey, allowing him to archive the Saurian creatures right back.
So we've got an Infernus stamp over Lorenzo's cards as well.
Now, Ashitaka's gone for a Brobnar turn with no cards in hand and only one creature down, using both gauntlets essentially to kill Morpheus and dispose of the creatures in the archive.
Curious.
Well, I guess it was an opportune attack really to get rid of a big creature on the board in terms of board effects, and get rid of 2 major issues from the archive.
Yeah, no, I get why. It's not what I would have done, but I think it was the right move.
Ashitaka the rigged lottery, getting up to 4, 5 off the Ronnie, 6 off the Dust Chronicles, archiving the Chota, and then a Perplexing Sophisticarity to draw Grovekeeper and discard Legionary.
So I can't see how Ashitaka can't win now, I'll be honest. Given the fact we know what's in this archive.
I know the outcome of this, and I'm saying nothing.
I know.
Grunt Buggy in hand, Gang Achievement in hand, this is a very strong situation.
Cminion Forge.
So there's the Etrimate, and there's the Rock Grub taking Ashitaka off check.
He's one short, isn't he?
One shot from the Chota.
Grunt Buggy comes down.
Now, Grunt Buggy might have been a bit of a mistake here, knowing how big your opponent's creatures can get. It has automatically increased Ashitaka's key to 7. Fights Rock Grub. Then uses the second Gauntlet command to take out Lilliful, getting to 7. But the Saurian house is going to make that very sad.
Yeah.
Tribute, capture 2 onto Officer Grey, capture 1 with Odak, and then capture another one with Feral Centaurian.
Fuzul's back around for another go.
But Favor Rex is back in hand for Lorenzo as well.
Jeez.
Groke fights into Officer Grey and then fights into Odak to enable stealing, and does not get to check thanks to Feral Centaurian. Reaps with Etrimate, gets rid of Fuzul. Exhume,
This is the tensest game we've had. This is the tensest game.
Brings back Odak, plays Infernus, purges from his own discard to get rid of the Amber down to 3, gets to check on 7, and this is what I was talking about before. There's an Infernus on the board, there's a Morpheus in hand, and there's a Favor Rex in hand. That is absolute anarchy. Plays Auxiliary, plays Pomp Haste. Now, Pomp Haste gives each creature with Amber in it 3 extra power for that Amber. So Centaurion's just going to keep getting more powerful the more it captures.
Yep.
Plays Favor Rex on Infernus and gets him back down. Now, look at this catch-up.
Wow. And look at the hand. I mean, Jesus.
Holds the Grasping Vines, gets to 4. Ghost Starlights, Tachyon Pulse, blows up the Grunt Buggy. Galactic Census is gonna get 3. Gets 2 off the plays Force Field, plays Zap, and with the Grunt Buggy gone,
he's got nothing.
Lorenzo is 1 short of getting.
Oh, that is the best game we've had all event that we've recorded at least. I mean, that was.
You couldn't see how Lorenzo won this, but Lorenzo saw how Lorenzo won this.
Lorenzo played that perfectly, and to be fair, I think he only made 1 mistake, and I don't think that was a massive mistake, but it was enough. And to be fair, I would not have played as well as he did.
No, Ashtaka was trying to set up for that sneaky Chota win with the getting the Grasping Vines down so he can bounce the Grunt Buggy. Because if Lorenzo had become complacent and said, "Oh, the keys cost 9, I'm happy for him to be on 7," and then it just goes Grasping Vines Chota out of nowhere, that's a nice win.
So what did everyone else think of the game? We've got a handful of you watching us. Did anyone else think that was as amazing and as shocking as I did? Or hopefully someone's going to post it in the chat. So
I'm sure Lorenzo, who is in the chat, is happy to get all this praise from you.
Oh, I mean, my praise means so much to everybody, but no, Lorenzo, man, that was very well played, very well played. And next time, I promise to make sure that we will spell check your name, your team's name, before we get on. Right.
That was completely wild, Key Frogs. That really was, and I loved every second of that one. And it was originally 45 minutes. I managed to get it down to a more manageable number because what you're seeing here does not take into account how much thought both players put into every single turn.
I mean, it's brilliant. Right, let's move on to the next game because in the interest of time, we've got half an hour and we've got 21 minutes of material. So let's see what happens here. So let's see if the interview should start straight away.
Should do.
Is this the game with no interview?
Oh, no, this is Petite Bat didn't do an interview, so we've got 1 minute.
Okay, so Petite Bat did an interview, so we have, what would you say about this?
Due to personal circumstances, he wasn't in the headspace to do it. But looking at this, double bow niffing, triple Lost in the Woods, fertility chant with an Amber Pip, and a Wild Bounty, which is a potential 10 Amber. Triple Sloppy Lab. This deck moves.
This is my kind of deck. I mean, I like the triples. I like multiple cards. It means I find it obviously
it's consistency, and that's what you want.
Yeah, and you've got the fast throughbut. I mean, this is good.
Lorenzo said he didn't expect to win that, but it was a hell of a comeback. You both played absolutely amazingly, and it could have gone either way. If Ashtaka had got enough Amber Pips to just get that Chota off, that'd have been absolutely amazing. But you now got to see that from your opponent's perspective as well.
Right, guys. My name is
Finchmasters should come up with an
interview. Name in TCO, playing Prodigy Oshida, which is a matchup effective deck. So if there's no artifact hate and lots of creatures, it's a good matchup. Otherwise, it's not a good matchup. And yeah, High Steel and Ember Rush are the 2 weak spots it has. And other than that, it can feel like a non-Keyforge game if everything that enemy does is playing creatures and
very efficient. And for some reason,
they're
it's
gone.
not playing. There we go. And it finished.
Without doing anything. This is the first matchup for me with Prodigy Yoshida, which has quite a nice artifact hate. So the borrow is something that we thought about working around or not. So there are different ways to go. You could either throw your own artifacts that you don't want to give them to borrow away or not. So the borrow is a huge thing, and of course the fertility chant and wild bounty combo is a thing that can end.
Is that sudden cut out?
Yes, we did some training games, and it's a good matchup for the opponent, you have to say. And yeah, it all comes down to the order of his draw and my draw. Is the borrow too early or too late? And when does my autoencoder come, which is the most important card of this deck, to throw all the creatures that you don't need or that would slow my deck, giving him opportunities to use the Lost in the Woods. So that's something, the draw order is something that is really important as a result of our training games. I have to be faster than he is. I have to hit his fertility chant and his borrow quite soon, or have the luck to draw all my good stuff before he does draw his borrow and his fertility chant or bounty combo. I want to thank for the great tournament and all the fun that is organized, games and tournaments organized by the community. I know how high the demand is for an official platform from Keyforge, but I am enjoying the community tournaments maybe as much as the official one would be able to provide.
Is it that at this time? Awesome. Well, firstly, Finchmaster, thank you so much.
I don't know why you cut out there, but yeah.
Thank you so much for your kind praise. We love organising this. We do this for fun. Especially Brett, who spends far too much time doing this. But thank you, Brett, as ever. What do you make of the deck? I mean, it was a nice intro. I don't like the 3 Fangtooths, but we've been through that before.
Triple gateway to this, triple Fangtooth, standardized test, and this is a very oppressive deck. It does not want you to have creatures. Got the double Infernus, mutagenic Serum if you can keep creatures down, double Daughter. It's a very fast deck. The triple rapid evolution means that you can keep your creatures big. And who doesn't love to see a Dark Queen Gloriana, the crazy cat lady of Keyforge?
Oh, of course. And I'm just going to scare Brett by getting in the way of his screen. But, I mean, this should be another awesome game. I mean, looking at this, I would say the other deck is slightly stronger in terms of play, but I wouldn't say by much. I mean,
I wouldn't say stronger. I would say faster.
Well, yeah, faster definitely, and I would say the speed would help, but this comes down to too many different
factors. It's definitely going to come down to the draws. If Finchmaster can set up a decent board, if he can get it to the point where his opponent is suffering more to the Fangtooths than they are, and also if they can get to that key cheat with the Key Frog Fangtooth, he can be very strong.
Yeah.
I tried out a new animation there with the spiraling in.
Sorry, I've got like 50 things randomly loading on my screen, Brett. So Brett's watching the screen share for me, and
you've paused it a little bit early.
Okay.
I'm watching a screen share from you, which is not on the actual game, so I'm watching the stream.
Yeah. Oh, your stream. Okay. So we've now got it paused at the right time to see the starting hands. So we've got, I would say, it's quite a nice top hand for going second. Lights
top
out.
Hand for going second with the Subtle Otto, Burrow, Lethalogica, Munchling. Good options. Plus you've got that Key Frog early. The bottom hand, however, is probably a ditch.
Oh, definitely. Let's see what they do.
I mean, it would be good to get that Relentless Creeper out. Next turn, go Logos, use it to wipe out a creature, but you're then relying on drawing a lot more cards.
But as expected, they ditched, which isn't a surprise to either of us, because, yeah, there's a brilliant hand if you were like for third or fourth time and not that early in the game.
Seeing a Waking Nightmare this early is very sad, but an Odd Claw quite early is really good.
Yeah, it all comes down to the combinations.
Also, there's no artifacts in hand, which means that Borrow is going to be a nice chain for a while.
We'll see. But I mean, it's good to have it there.
But it all depends on what Lefalogica gets, because as there is 3 sloppy labworks in here.
That is true. That is very true. So let's get started then. So first card to go down is what's his name?
Oddclaw.
That we go. Yeah, can't read it. So,
which is probably no. Probably go straight back to the hand, but no. Sloppy. There's a sloppy labwork, so Borrow's going to get archived, and Keyfrog gets discarded.
Makes sense.
Seen a lot of shadows very early. That's quite interesting to see.
Fangtooth Cavern out is always an interesting one.
Oh, the Fangtooth. There's 3 Fangtooths. They're going to do so much work for this.
Oh god, yeah. So anyone watching the French keys at the top are at the top, and the Hamburg Atlanteans 1 are at the bottom.
You can usually tell because they've got their player icons having the HA.
I wonder what that was.
Replays opposition research, meaning that Petite Bot can't reap next turn. Drops Munchling, replays the Odd Claw that was bounced back with Lights Out. And it's a shame to see the Exile Fiend get discarded from the Subtle Otto last turn. But both players setting up nice boards.
Very nice boards.
And we see the second sloppy level here. There's no reaping, so chance that it's just going to go into a logo turn. And you've paused the stream.
Okay, I need to stop getting distracted at the same time.
We see an essence scale that's going to be a good borrow target, but the fact because you can actually use that whereas Fangtooth you can't really do anything with. Plays Static Inquiry, unfortunately, isn't able to read with the Gamgee, so it doesn't get to put. So Petite Bot is on 7 and has a strong hand in Untamed, ready to go to get Fandangle online and the 5 pip in Fertility Champ.
Jesus.
Plays Efforts and Principle, knocks Petite Bot back down to 3. Fertility Champ says, yeah, don't care about that. Lost in the Woods gets rid of both creatures. Second Lost in the Wood just for the Amber. The Glorious Attendants are going to soak up a lot of this damage. And we're now in a position... Yeah, Fandangle with 3 Amber carryover, because we know that the key's going to pass. With 2 Amber carryover thanks to the Waking Nightmare. Borrow on this Essence scale is going to be very strong with the fact that not only are these Shadows creatures going to come in ready, but they're also going to be able to sacrifice 1 to immediately reap again.
That's...
you've paused it again.
Right. Done. I made the other person go away. Right. Sorry.
Plays Borrow, take the Essence scale, gets up to 4. Economist comes in ready. Old Bruno comes in to capture, taking off the key. Reap. Essence scale the Economist. Reap with Old Bruno. Gets to 7. Petite Bat on check for the second key. You can see why Petite Bat is the grand champion of France.
Yeah. The deck and the skill, no debate.
Reaps Inspector, uses Gateway to get back onto check. And Infernus onto the Fertility Chant and Borrow knocks Petite back down to 0. That's a huge Amber swing.
Jesus. You just don't know what's coming next.
Petite Bat's deck is so quick, you kind of don't, because the sloppy level's coming down. We see a hand just fill straight back up. Finchmaster just discards their entire hand and destroys Daughter. Jeez. Double Gateway in hand and an Inspector. Plays Lefalogica. Gets Dynamo. Plays Forge Compiler. Discards the Efforts and Principle. And now Petite Back is gone through their deck. They are now back at redrawing everything. Discards Gateway, discards Inspector, destroys Novo.
The speed they're going through their decks is just sort of wow. I mean, that Purge Fertility chart must have
totally not enhanced by my editing.
Yeah, okay.
Plays Nexus, plays Old Bruno, sacrifices Nexus, to Reaper Bruno and gets to check on the second key again. Standardized testing, mutagenic serum, drops daughter, draws to 7.
You get the second key.
Get second key. That Neurocipher would have been very good last turn.
Oh god, yes. I've never seen boards cycled this quickly. I mean, even with Fangtooths.
Well, both with triple Lost in the Woods and triple Fangtooth and triple Gateway to this, the board is not what we're looking at. We're playing Mass Mutation KOTE. The hands are what is important here.
Oh, completely.
Neurosiphon plays daughter, discards button, uses damage to daughter, plays Munchling, and we're now seeing a position here where Finchmaster is going to be able to forge with the Key Frog to get the second key, but Petite Bat is in a very strong position to get ahead for the third key. Sacrifices the Economist. He does not like this Economist.
No one likes the Economists. They're right.
I kind of like the Economist card, but okay. So it uses Earthbind on the Bonifing because Susloto is going to go to the Fangtooth, but the second Fangtooth, that leaves the second Fangtooth open for the Key Frog.
Perfect.
The main issue is Earthbind means that a creature can be used if its controller has sacrificed the card. That sloppy lab work makes you discard a card as part of its effect. So this Academy training is going to get value. But no, just goes straight up for the I'm on 9, stop me. Finchmaster's like Encoder, Daughter, Oddclaw, pass.
Oh, that was a hell of a game as well.
Very fast. Very different than the last game because it was all about the hands, whereas before it was all about the boards.
Yeah.
No interviews here, so we just can go straight on. But Finchmaster and Petite Bat both beautifully played that game.
Oh, beautiful. You can see the quality of the players here, both sides. And you can see the French champion, why they're the French champion.
So, bottom up, this is a double punctuated equilibrium with United Action deck.
So we saw this one last week. I know we've seen all these decks before. We saw this one. I remember this one last week now.
We did, and I really want that United Action double punctuated equilibrium to go off, especially in the finals. Universal Key Lock very strong. But again, we watched the French keys last week. It was going to happen with one of their teams.
Yep.
Mab the Mad, Imprinting Mook, look at Cards, Blaster, Plasma Nozzle, Wild Wormhole. It's, again, a fast deck. Not so much in the Amber control side, but it's trying to be more proactive deck. It wants to be putting the pressure on, not suffering from the pressure. Especially with the double comms off the Kirby, it just means that you can set up great United Action turns, you can get graft off in the right times, you can use punctuated equilibrium to cycle through your deck as quick as you can. I like the deck, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've always tell you love the deck, you love things like that. Double punctuated equilibrium.
I don't know what Chris is doing in the background, but it sounds like scraping.
Oh, sorry. Just long story. I'll stop. I'll stop here. It's more accurate.
Chief Frog's asking what you were doing in the background. That's all. And here we have a triple running wrist clocks coming in from the Hamburg Atlanteans after we saw the first one. And this is not a Jenka. We have the AOA deck not being a Jenka.
Wow.
Yeah.
People say AOA can only ever play Jenka, but I think this proves once again.
Double Eureka, double Helper Bot. It's very nasty. You got the Whistling Darts and the Throwing Stars with Mars Needs Amber, Orbital Barment with Mars Needs Amber, Neutron Shark is brilliant artifact removal. This is just a very fast deck, and you've seen the Neutron Shark with the Archimedes. What are you doing?
Me? I'm putting the stuff away so it doesn't fall off my desk.
It's very distracting.
Tell me about it. My desk is deciding to collapse on me, so I'm trying to remove the stuff to stop it collapsing.
Little Nif, I want Little Nif to be better than she is. I have so much faith in Little Nif as a card.
Really? Why?
It's the Omega, just both these neighbors get a fight. When the creatures use to fight, steal one. So the creature doesn't have to survive. And that's the brilliant part for me. Little Nif can be so good if you can keep it round a little bit.
Yeah, but it never will. It's like a witch. It's not quite an honorary witch, but it's...
It has for me, and I hope other people could have had little nif success in the future though. So looking at hands, KOTE Hamburg got Eureka, turn 1, that's exactly what you want. Mini Group Think Tank is a very strong opening play.
Yep, I pause it.
Yeah, that's fine. Unsuspecting Prey is kind of want to hold on to that for the Mind Warpers and the other cards that are going on. Grasping Advance could be good, but there's Eureka. Keeps the Neutron Shark and the Lab Books. KOTE Hamburg is going to go straight through their hand.
Makes sense.
That's a very fast play. 3 cards in archive, 2 of which are Mars. And immediately draws the next Eureka.
Jesus. I mean, the speed here is unbelievable.
Creatures on the board, but KOTE Hamburg literally is probably just going to go, yeah, Eureka, and hopefully keep the 2 logos cards in hand. Loses Igor, but has the Research Mocha, which is probably a good one to have because it's got archiving.
Yeah.
So that's 5 cards in archive and 6 in hand.
Turn 2, 7 amber. Jesus.
7 amber on turn 2. Babylon Bibliophile. You see the plasmic coming down for no real value, and this Combobulator, that makes that little nif in hand a little bit worse, but we're probably not going to see that. Now, there's a Brainstem antenna in hand, and I think
that's a lot of Mars.
That's 3 Mars creatures in hand.
4.
Well, 4, but you got the Brainstem antenna, and
yes.
I imagine it's not going to go and research a Smoko here.
I wonder why.
Plays Destroy Them All, gets rid of the Discombobulator, gets rid of Papa Anger, lowering the power down.
Yeah.
Mind Warper puts the Brainstem antenna on Mind Warper.
Brainstem antenna is the when your next Mars creature you play, this creature becomes ready, or words to that.
Yeah, so when you play a Mars creature, ready this creature, and it becomes Mars till the end of the turn. So Mind Warper readies because the Shockworms come in, and then it makes Babylon Bibliophile capture 1 from its own side. Fixed Finger comes in, readies up Mind Warper, captures onto Babylon Bibliophile from its own side. Also gives Mind Warper 1 armor, which is a bit harder to see with the new TCO update. Drops down the Sting Ranger, and this time uses it in Mind Warper to fight, and the armor absorbs the damage. So KOTE Hamburg, halfway towards the second key, whilst Boternot is struggling on the 1 amber. See Commander Chan come down, Kahar's Blaster, and the Xenotrain to capture 2. But if you don't get on top of this Mind Warper, there's going to be a lot of trouble.
Oh god, yeah. So, Shadow's turn? No, it's already called Mars. So, Mother gone to reveal 1 card.
Yeah, because the Mars needs Amber when your opponent's on 3. Yeah, it is perfect setup for what Shockworm comes in with the armor absorbing most of it.
Yeah.
Then comes in beautifully. Use Mind Warper to capture another 1. Mars needs Amber, captures the remaining 2. Use Sting Ranger to fight 1, and then its effect will take out the other.
Perfectly played.
Exactly. Fights for Stinger, then uses the 2 damage to get rid of Commander Chan. Repo Fixed Finger, and KOTE Hamburg is sat on 8 Amber.
Turn 4, 8 amber with 1 key in hand. Jesus.
With 1 key already. So Tautog Vapors gets a Punctuate Equilibrium and a Universal Key Lock. I was going to say Graft is a good choice here to get the amber back, but Key Lock could, as we said, makes the keys higher, which means you can hold on a little bit to hope your opponent overextends.
Got a Harmonia now, so next creature you play, if you have less than the number of creatures your opponent has, get an amber. So he's got at least 3 amber from an Untamed plus 2 pips. So it's 5 amber.
3 amber there, plus 1 from Abdamad, plus 1 from the Wind Spirit.
Yeah.
It's not a bad shout. And then he's also got the Unsuspecting Prey to take out 2 creatures and deal a little bit of damage. 1, 2, 3, that's fine. So it's not going to affect the Harmonia play, because like, if you use Unsuspecting Prey first, that could mess up the Harmonia, but not so much.
No.
And this is going to be a beautiful Punctuate Equilibrium. Look at KOTE Hamburg's hand. All the amber control just gone. Boternot securing the key. Drops Tantalus, plays Regrowth. Brings back Pampaka Anger. And then draws into the second Punctuate Equilibrium. So that hand just keeps cycling. KOTE Hamburg not being able to hold on to a hand. So there goes Universal Keylock. has got the option to stop the key with the Ronnie and the miasma, but goes into Logos instead. The help bot into miasma.
Yeah, makes sense. There we go.
And we're seeing the Wind Spirit that Boternot put onto the Titan Librarian being used against them.
Which was Wind Spirit again? Which was Wind Spirit? What's Wind Spirit?
Wind Spirit is when this creature reaps capture 1. Boternot put that onto his opponent's creature. It's something that we've seen with this team quite a bit. They do seem to put upgrades and stuff onto their opponent's creatures. I think it makes it a bit easier for them to stick around for the United action.
Which makes sense.
Now, this board's got a little bit out of hand here. Frayne is on the right-hand side. We just can't see it. What are you doing now? Stop fidgeting.
I'm not actually doing anything now.
I can hear clicking.
Don't know what that's from. Right, anyway.
Look at this. Plays Ronnie, steals 2. Plays Ronnie, steals 2. Plays Ronnie, steals 1.
So, how is he going to take the amber back? There's a few ways.
Well,
he still forges though. He still forges for 5 because of Mamuk though, so he still gets
still gets the key. Goes Star Alliance. We don't see the United action first. Wants to hold this United action for the punctuated equilibrium. Has a lot of faith. Plays Kahar's Blaster, wards Kahar, reaps, deals 2 damage. Is able to get rid of Lamidra. Plays Tantadillon on the right hand side. Well, this board gets quite big, but I didn't want to edit it back down because it does shrink down again quite soon.
Key locks back down.
Key locks back down, which keeps Hamburg off the key.
Yep.
We see Commander Chan coming on the right hand side as well. And now we can see all 3 houses are down. And quite a bit of power, plus the Frayne.
United action is an alpha, isn't it?
United action is United action is an action, but it's an alpha action.
Yeah.
Martin's amber captures all the amber from the board. There was the board line shrinking. Gets to 10 amber from Key to Hamburg. Destroy them all. Gets rid of the universal key lock. Key to Hamburg on 12 amber.
Is that the end?
No.
That's the end of the video I got of you.
It mustn't have rendered properly then. That sucks. I'll try and get it sorted out for the YouTube video.
So was that the end of the game though?
That was the end of the game. Key to Hamburg won the next turn, but Boternot got a double punctuated equilibrium United action turn off next.
Jesus.
There was so much that went on. He managed to get Key to Hamburg down to 8 amber. Went through his deck, did so much shenanigans, but Key to Hamburg just had too much amber there to stop. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it just... I was having a bit of issue with the editing software yesterday.
No. That's what happens. We'll get it fixed. We'll get it fixed in post, as we keep saying.
Yeah, it's really weird that it just stops there. I'll definitely get that fixed for YouTube.